And we're here now with Andy Gresh. Okay, what was the Patriots' game plan today? They clearly weren't all in terms of play calling. Gronk wasn't targeted. They ran the ball like 16 of the first 18 plays.
Yeah.
Did they want to win today? Did they think they'd just roll over Miami? Because clearly it didn't work out.
I think they thought they brought enough with them to be able to win the game. But as we saw, it didn't happen. And look, you need the guys you brought with you to play well. You can't have Gostowski missing field goals. I mean, he's been great all year. I'm not going to hoot on him, but at the end of the game, 7 versus 10, it makes a big difference. You can't commit the penalties. You can't get Brady hit that many times. I'll be honest with you, Yianni. I thought they had enough to be able to win, and when it didn't work, it was, well, if things go the way we think, we only have to worry about Denver on the road, so it's more about rest than it is about seeding.
All right, we'll talk about the seeding in just a bit. More on this game. When Brady got hit by Sue, hurt his ankle, A, should he have even been in the game? Maybe should they have played Garoppolo and maybe still had a chance to win? And 2, should they have taken him out after that point? You saw him kind of hobble off the podium.
Yeah.
This is the last thing you want in the last regular season
I completely agree. And look, I would have got him out of there. Now, again, it's a 10-10 game in the third quarter. And if you're thinking we're going to get the win if we can, then I understand Brady being in there. That's more of a function of the offensive line, Yianni. And I know that Sue is a bad mamma jamma. That guy, I mean, really, he's
a punk.
He is the most forceful defensive lineman in football, aside from being its biggest jackass as well. So at the end of the day, your offensive line has still got to protect it up. Brady just had way too many hits. And look, if you were only going to throw it 5 times in the second half, there's no need to put him out there in the second half. So I understand the score. You want Brady in, but I quibble with the whole reasoning behind it.
All right, now we just watched earlier tonight the Broncos win with Peyton Manning to get the #1 seed.
Yeah, boy.
So poetic for Jim Nantz.
Listen to you.
Sunset.
Listen to you now, big market sports director cranking on Jim Nantz.
Hey, I love Jim Nantz.
Hello, not my friend.
He granted me an interview last year.
Nantz is fantastic,
right, so
but you're right.
We're
going to
have to listen to the Manning stuff for the next 2 weeks. My question, was the #1 seed not that important to Bill that he thinks they can just go to Denver?
Apparently not. Apparently not. Or he thinks that Denver's going to get beat, whether it's Manning or it's Osweiler in a quarterback. Look, we've seen the guy do this before. We remember when Matt Castle threw the ball up to the CBS scene when they were playing Jacksonville a bunch of years ago, and I know that place wasn't there, but that thing landed in the back of someone's pickup truck in the parking lot. It was so obvious he was airmailing it. So they have played around with the seeding a little bit. And look, I think it came down to this. Is the #1 seed worth continuing to expose Gronk and Brady and Amendola, put Edelman on the field? I know McCourty played today. You had some people you needed to sit who might have been able to help if this were, say, to get the #2 seed. But I think with the #1 seed, you still have the bye week. So even though we scoff over it as fans, I think psychologically for them, it's we got the week off, we'll figure it out.
Pat's 0-2 at Denver. We'll talk about their possible divisional opponents in just a bit. 2-4 their last 6 games. They always say real football after Thanksgiving. If you go by that mantra, they've played poorly after Thanksgiving.
Very much so.
Can they just flip a switch because this is unlike any ending we've seen recently?
I think in week 1, yes, they will be able to. But what happens after those guys go out and play? Again, let's remember, Rob Gronkowski was supposed to come back and be a big part of things, and he snaps his arm, in the first quarter of that game against the Ravens a couple years ago. So you just never know what's going to happen. But I think week 1, yes, because when you have Vollmer out there, when you get Amendola back, when you get Edelman back, and you get the offense clicking, it'll be okay. How do those guys respond to finally playing a game, some of them in as long as 6 weeks? That's really going to be the big question for me. And I'll be honest with you, I can't sit here and definitively say that those guys are all going to come out of it and be healthy. Everybody's going to be beat up once you get to that championship round.
Yeah, we don't know what to expect from the Pats in 2 weeks. All right, we are just getting started with Andy Gresh. Much more from the Patriots Wrap. We'll be back with him in just a bit.
You dying?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2. Welcome back to the Patriots Wrap with Andy Gresh. The Patriots, as the 2 seed, will face the higher remaining seed of Cincinnati, Houston, and Kansas City. It's simple. If the Bengals beat the Steelers, they get Cincy. If the Bengals lose, they get the winner of Houston, Kansas City. How do you think this plays out?
I think it's going to end up being Cincinnati coming here. Now, look, Cincinnati, pretty good team, and it all depends on their quarterback situation as to what level of alert I think the Patriots need to be on. But look, part of what went into today was clearly getting guys rested, making sure you were healthy. And if there's one thing that I think we can trust Bill Belichick on, it's understanding the pulse of his football teams. He's always gotten it for the most part. And I think he knows what he has on hand. Look, they're a guy, we forget, hey, by the way, Nate Solder ain't so bad, is he? Right?
Yeah.
People bitching up and down about him. He ain't so bad once you realize what you don't have in him. So I think it's trying to get the most amount of people healthy, and Belichick knows his team. We got to kind of roll with him on this. I think they're good to win one. Championship game round, that's where I really wonder about the injuries catching up to them.
This is as wide open as the AFC playoff picture's been in a while. Who's the favorite? Is
the Patriots?
Pats? You think so?
Yeah, they are, because they still have the best quarterback in the tournament. Now, Ben Roethlisberger's next, and that's what makes the Steelers so scary. But if you get the Steelers, it's at home in an AFC championship game. So you don't really scoff over that too much, because it's unlikely that that's going to happen. But that's why they're the favorite, because they got Brady. And look, of all those coaches, I mean, line them up. I mean, Tomlin's won a Super Bowl. He deserves his credit. But for the most part, one guy's playing chess and the others are playing checkers.
The Jets just had to beat the lowly Bills today in Rex Ryan, and they completely lost it. Bills Mafia, did you see the video of the guy jumping on the table on fire?
I did. Well, celebrate September. I mean, he was really trying to light himself on fire. If there was a God in heaven, he would have just burned. He would have spontaneously combusted right in front of us.
So the Jets Super Bowl was last week. They beat the Pats, and they just overlooked Rex today?
I don't know. I mean, the Bills are helter-skelter. but they end up 8-8 like they do every year. I mean, it's the thing is that sometimes they take you, sometimes it's like you have a little one, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, you're going to go to some amusement park and you're going to ride the roller coaster that just kind of goes like this. Wee, little Yianni, woo, here we go. And everybody's going to be all fired up. And then he's going to hit 13 and go, come on, old man, let's go on the real roller coaster. And you're going all over. That's the Buffalo Bills. Sometimes they're like the kiddie ride, and sometimes they're like the Great American Scream Machine. But at the end of the day, they're always 8-8. And this year, they just happened to ruin the Jets season, which, of course, I'm sure makes Rex Ryan stand at attention because he's loving the fact that he stuck it to the old team. So kudos for them. They had their little private rivalry. Now the rest of the big boys can get on to playing in the playoffs, and they all can head to Bermuda or Aruba or wherever to begin their vacations.
You going anywhere tropical in this new year?
No. It's devastating.
Do you have a New Year's resolution?
To deal with you less. You know what? To beg Patrick Little to come back to do this.
That's a low blow.
No, it isn't. To never work with Don Darrow ever again. How's that?
How's
that one?
Yeah, I'll make that happen.
Huh?
By the way, you and Don Darrow on TV?
Yeah, there's quite a height difference. I move more than him, though. You know? I feel like I want to change his batteries in his back, you know what I mean? To make sure he's okay and that he can move around. Anything else? You want me to crank on anybody else? I got Dan York the last time, if you left that one in.
I think so.
And I love Petrarca, so I can't make fun of him. Although I saw the bald engineer guy in here the other day fixing something. He was all hot. I said hi, I've known him forever. He looked at me, smoke literally blew out of his nose.
All right, we'll see you Wednesday when we're debuting our new graphics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I can't wait. That'll be awesome. Make